Yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on? The people, I love it. Welcome to the Wise Guys, right? Gargano and the Geek. My man, the Geek. I'm Cuz, and together we're the Wise Guys getting ready for week 2 of the NFL. Let me tell you guys, it was a sensational week 1. Like, we actually had a monster week. What do you say, Geek?
I mean, come on. The first episode we do together, my man, AG, the Cuz himself, comes on, says, Gronk, take the 2 touchdown prop. I'm like, what are you, crazy? You going after these crazy props? Here I am doubting. Then, of course, after the Gronk 2 touchdowns, I get a text. I'm like, oh, shit. I was waiting for this. And it's a picture
Dude, I'm texting
freaking CVS-looking receipt from Parks Casino. I'm like, what is this? CVS-looking receipt, $100, $1,700 out, $100 in, man. Fucking put my man does what he says.
Well, listen, we got to keep it real, right?
Absolutely.
Wise guys keep it real.
That's how it goes. Of course, my prop bet from last week, Thursday night, also smashed. I believe it was CeeDee Lamb over 5.5 receptions.
Smashed.
Easy money.
Easy. And he had that in the first half.
Yeah, it was. It got him in the second half, but he ended up with.
But he basically was close. Like we had him over the receiving yards.
He receiving was 4 yards as well.
Yeah, right. He was 4 off of that in the first half. We had Brady over 2.5 touchdowns. Remember, I love that one. Over 2.5 touchdown passes. 4. I think I even said he's going to have 4. So that was a good game. Every once in a while, you know this, Geek. Listen, you're not going to hit them all like that, but every once in a while you get a feel for a game, and that's where you can really cash, where you bang. If you really like a game, you really feel it, you really sense it, you go on that Sharp app that my man the Geek's wearing, you download the Sharp app, and then you shop for the prices. You pointed out my mistake. I didn't do that.
So what I was just telling Ant off air was he got a plus 17 line on the Gronk plus 2. But if you jumped on Sharp and you just typed in, if you just look up Gronk, you could have gotten plus 2,400. In Philadelphia, you got all the choices, all these different books to choose from. So you want to get the best outs because you're not going to hit the plus 2,400 every day. If I could hit it every day, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to any of you guys. I'd be fucking sitting on my yacht, with
You'd still be doing it, though.
With bottles of Cristal.
Just
showering them on myself.
You're a pop of bottles kind of guy. No,
naked. Just spilling it all over myself.
Sure you are.
That.
Gotta be naked.
That's what you do when you have a lot of money, apparently. I don't know.
Exactly. I don't know either.
Apparently that's what people do. But we've got more prop action coming up this week, guys. We've got more game breakdowns. We got a game for Thursday night. So, Anthony, I'm excited to go through NFL Week 2 with you, my man.
And first, I got one thing for you. Before we get started, where do you keep your money?
I keep my money in the safe.
No, where do you keep your money on you?
Oh, not in these pajamas I'm wearing in my house.
Oh, right. But if you go out, when you do go out of your house, where do you keep your money?
Front pocket.
My man. You know why you just passed the test? Wise guy don't carry a wallet.
Oh, yeah, no, you keep it in the clip, bro. Front pocket.
Wise guy don't carry a wallet.
Wise guys don't carry a wallet. See? I got to be part of this.
That's from Donnie Roscoe.
You got a money clip.
Lefty said that. Wise guy don't carry a wallet. Wise guy don't have a mustache. See, you're clean. You could be a wise guy.
I'm trying.
Right?
I'm trying.
Wise guy always dukes. You're a duker. You duke when you're out and you go by when you're popping bottles. You got a duke, and you're a duker.
There it is. I don't even know what a duker is, but I'm one of them.
That's a big tipper.
Oh yeah, well that's no question.
Right, you're a duker.
You gotta give it. You gotta.
I know. Listen, the Geek rolls high, man. The Geek's a duker.
You gotta do. Listen, I used to deliver. I take care of I always duke well. All right.
All right. Let's.
Do you tip your blackjack dealer when you're kicking ass at the tables? You got him.
Yo, it's superstition.
Yeah.
If you don't duke, you're not going to win. The streak ends. You got to pass the salt. That's always a big deal. All right, enough of that nonsense. All right, let's go. Let's take a look at the games like we do each and every week. We're going to give you breakdowns. We're going to give you who we like in the game, totals, obviously, this lines, props, you name it. Geek is a master with the props. He's got great breakdowns with them.
I want to
So
point
you guys
out,
want to take notes.
I want to point out, and it was crazy. What we do with prop bets in particular, the sports books don't love you just betting props because you can beat them
Right.
really bad with them. We were hitting last week, at the sharp bets team, for example, and it's not just me. We got a team of really, really great cappers over there. I think it was, Keg hit like something like 9 of 12. Like the ratios were insane. I don't even have it, but up 38 units last week alone, just on the prop bets across all of the different cappers on the sharp bets app team. So you got to check that out as well. It's really, really great stuff because we're able to apply our fantasy football models that we've used for all these years onto these prop bets, and they're so beatable. You just got to throw in a couple of against the spread bets so the sportsbook lets you keep playing over there. You got to trick them.
Well, you know what? That's smart. That's actually brilliant. Listen, there's so many props that they can't, be on top of every line. And you know it. I mean, look, the games are hard to pick. They really are. I mean, you saw week 1. I mean, those games are tough.
I mean, who the hell was thinking the Saints were going to destroy the Patriots?
Right, 38-3. Are you kidding me?
I will give John Statsational Alessia credit in his
I like John.
Survivor. John does a Survivor pool show every week on the Sharp app as well. And he was the first one. I was like, dude, just target Texans every single week. Just who's playing them. Jaguars play them. And he goes, don't do that, bro.
Right.
Last year, he goes, remember last year it was target the Jaguars every week and they come out and Colts in week 1. He said, be careful with that. Everybody's going to be on that bet.
Plus Urban, new coach coming from college. Nah, I agree.
Urban, by the way, no good.
No,
I am not liking what I'm seeing over there.
No, they're going to be bad. But I love Sunshine, but that team's going to be bad. Absolutely. What did he do? How about they had to be freaking out with the way he uses running backs. Going with Carlos Hyde. What's he, high?
I have no idea. It made me angry because, Robinson 5 carries in that game. What against the Texans? The worst.
That made no sense.
No, he's not good. He's going to be a disaster. He'll be at USC next year this time.
Yeah. Yes. Speaking of which, they were gross.
Yeah.
USC, that shocked me. Anyway, all right, let's get it. Let's get it started. Night. Yes, Giants and the Washington football team. Huge blow suffered, losing Fitzpatrick. It's now Heineke. The Washington's a 3.5-point favorite. We were joking last week about how bad Dimes is, and man, he did not disappoint. He was wretched again. Danny Dimes, Danny blows.
Danny Dogecoin.
That was painful. Oh, my God, that was painful.
AG, let me tell you something.
Yes.
The best quarterback in this game is Tyler Heineke.
Yeah, I agree.
I would much rather have
I'd rather have a Heine. Yeah.
Yeah. Have a Heine. And I think the misconception about this game that we can take advantage of on the books. So the public sentiment is, oh, shit, Washington lost their starting quarterback. I never heard of this guy who's backing him up. He's probably not good. Giants can win this game, right? I don't think that Washington loses a beat with Heineke. I think Heineke is probably an NFL level quarterback. Like, he's just fine. We saw him last season a little bit. He looked pretty fucking good. He runs the football. I like the Washington team to cover the spread here.
I love him. I agree.
Yeah, give up the 3.5 points. No problem. I think they could dominate defensively, even though they gave up a lot of yards last week. What do you say?
I love it. I agree. I think they dominate. I love them. Double digits. I think it's a route piece. I'm with you all day long. I think Gibson's a monster. Where are you looking at props wise with Gibson? You like him tomorrow?
Yeah. You've got a few interesting props on Gibson. I don't have them. I should pop up a screen where I could see them all, but Gibson over 17.5 receiving yards is a prop that you can get right now. I like the over on that. I don't have the total yard for Gibson in front of me. I think it's something like 67 for the over. I really gotta let me bring up my
Actually, I got it right here. Hold on. Gibson 67.5.
Yeah, I like it too. I think Gibson's going to have a big game here. I think they're going to lean on him. What was very exciting last week was he got a massive target share and a
Mm-hmm.
massive share of just the offense in general. 20 carries, 5 targets. They're trying to use him like a bell cow. And this week's game script, there's no scenario where I really see them taking him out of the game. They're either going to be leading big, dominating with the defense, or it's a close game. Either
Yeah.
way, Gibson's in there. So I really like him to do his thing here, get the over, get a bunch of receptions, get a bunch of yards, and definitely score a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let me ask you this. What do you think they do with Saquon? He was on a pitch count in the opener. I mean, at some point, there's a little bit of a desperation. You start off 0-1. You got to try to unleash. Now, it's a great Washington front. Where's your stance on Saquon?
You know, it's hard for me to think that in a short week, it's only Thursday now, they just played on Sunday, that they're going to change their approach heavily with Barkley. So I don't know. Last week he got 50% of the targets or of the running back snaps, and then they just got a whole bunch of Garbaggio in there.
Yeah.
Booker and Sky Brightwell, I think the name of the rookie running back over there. So, but I have a hard time believing that they're going to increase the workload a ton after just a 3-day break. But that's that mystery that I don't know. I just have no way of knowing. But I have to assume that it's not the best matchup anyway for Barkley.
Right.
I definitely don't want any of the overs. I'm not messing with Barkley. Like, let me see if I can. Let's see if there's any. Let me see what kind of props they've got for him here. So right now on FanDuel, they've got plus 135 to score a touchdown. I don't like that one bit. Let's see. Let's see if we got yards. No, they don't really have yardage. I'm not seeing any yardage props or anything sexy for Barkley right now. So I would just stay away. I'd do the unders if I could, but I'm just staying away from him.
Interesting. He's not even on the in the props.
Yeah, they don't have him out for him.
Yeah, he's not even on there
because the sportsbook. So if the sportsbook doesn't know or think they don't know, we don't know, right? The sportsbook, I don't want to fuck with that. I don't want to get over under because it's too dangerous for us. Like if he gets workload, he's definitely going to smash through 50 yards or 60. But if he's only 50%, he's not doing it. So I like the Washington side of this game all day.
Yeah, you and I both. I got one giant prop that's kind of interesting. Slayton over 35.5 yards. That's really light.
How about a classic Anthony bet, like Slayton to score a touchdown? Like if he's even getting one reception, it's probably for a touchdown. He's a big play guy.
Let's look at his. Let's go. Let's mess around with the touchdown scores. So if you got Slayton to score 2, right? Is that possible? Slayton to score 2. Listen, it's gross. I agree, but let's just look at his prop.
Plus 2,600.
I mean,
plus 2,600.
That's a pretty fat payout, brother.
You get plus 450.
You're popping bottles.
Oh, I will be popping bottles. We will drink Cristal if he scores 2. That'll also win you $1 million in the DraftKings or FanDuel showdown tournaments. If you play him at the captain and he actually pulls that off, like that's $1 million thing because he's going to be under 1% owned as a captain or MVP on FanDuel and DraftKings for the showdown. So, I mean, I like Slayton. I was talking about Slayton earlier, just that he's that guy, that goes deep for the Giants, right? He is that guy that catches the bombs. He's going to get you 0 or he's going to, break one. I remember trying to think of a Giant, like Victor Cruz was that way. He wouldn't get a lot of receptions.
Yeah, but he had knack for the end zone.
Yeah, take it to the house.
He's a good player. I mean, I'm telling you, he's a good player, man. He really is.
No, he's fast. He's he's fast player. He's fast. He's got that upside every single week. But I don't like too much. I love Terry McLaurin, but I don't know. I don't think this game is going to produce a lot of offense in total.
Nah.
So I kind of
Cam Ward. I kind of like Cam Ward a little bit.
Which one?
Cam Ward. I like Cam Ward a little bit. His over. So just FYI, just put that in your back pocket. I like him. All right, let's take a look at Sunday because we both agree We're both on Washington. We both like Washington big. By the way, the total, like you said, 40.5. I know people are going under. I think you watch short week. I had a coach tell me that defenses are behind offenses. You used to be back in the day, offenses were ahead. I mean, defenses were ahead of offenses early. But he told me that because teams don't hit in the preseason, he's like, dude, he goes, listen, offenses are ahead of defenses.
That's an interesting theory. I don't know. I guess
I mean, this is a coach, so
I also wonder on a short week, can the offense really game plan for the opposing defense? I think there's a lot of disadvantages that you can't really game plan for your opponent on a 3-day week. Their Monday's kind of off.
Well, the fact that it's the second week, you did a lot of install during the preseason, so they worked on, like, both teams worked on each other. Now, obviously, the Giants were working on Fitzpatrick, not Heineke.
Yeah,
but they put a lot of work on. You always look at your first 2-3 opponents, and you're going to do some practice work with them. All right. Anyway, let's keep it going. Let's look at Rams and Colts. The Rams look dynamite, dude. Oh, Matthew Stafford looked incredible. He fits so well on that team. Against the Colts, Wentz was Wentz. I mean, he threw a couple there and one really nice touchdown throw, but he didn't take care of the ball. He held on to the ball, ate it, and Rams 3.5 over Indy. I mean, dude, that line looks low to me. I don't know how. I mean, I take Rams all day long.
I mean, I think the Rams are going to win, but let me ask you, Philly local. You were not sad that Wentz was gone watching that game. Like, hey, we got Jalen Hurts. He looks good. I'm happy he's gone, right? You guys.
You know what it is, too? It's dude, he used to drive you nuts. Because, listen, the kid's got a great arm. He does. He's mobile when he doesn't get hurt and the whole thing. But he tries to play hero ball. And that's him. And he imperils the football. He takes unnecessary hits, holds on to the ball. That's all hero ball stuff. And meanwhile, Hurts, he just ran Sirianni's offense. I'll get to him later, man. Dude, I got a crush on this dude. I love Sirianni.
There we go.
Anyway, Colts, Rams.
Yeah, as far as this game goes, I mean, the Rams defense did not look as elite as it has last season, but that speaks to your point. I'd say the same thing about Washington, going back to it, that they gave up 400 yards to the Chargers. That wasn't the Washington defense that we had seen last season. So we might see some of these defenses, especially the elite ones, get better each week, which does not bode well for your boy Carson Wentz at all.
Oh, I can see Aaron Donald just driving him to the turf.
You know who I like? And you know what impressed me the most last week?
What's that?
It's not to say I have been calling it all off season, but it's good to see it come true, is Darrell Henderson getting the real bulk of the carries. They loved Henderson last week. I like the line. You can get Darrell Henderson over 54.5 yards. PointsBet, William Hill, like Caesars. They all have the prop out right now. I really like that prop. Darrell Henderson is the workhorse for this Rams offense. If you have him and you were lucky enough to pick him up in your fantasy football league and you didn't listen to all the pundits that weren't me, because motherfuckers were like Sony Michel talking shit. And I was like, all right. All I saw was he dropping from the 4th round to the 5th round to the 6th round. I'm like, make money, because I'm winning all my leagues because I like Darrell Henderson. I like him here.
You're a genius, the geek.
Yeah, that's why you follow it. That's
right.
People are like, who you taking? I'm taking Darrell.
Yeah,
right?
I like it.
He looked good, but I also, listen, I liked James Robinson too, and look what happened there. So
Yeah, but that's just a dope coach move.
It's so dope.
It's stupid. I mean, come on, man. It was so idiotic. Dope. No, I think you're dead right.
I like that bet on Darrell Henderson in this one, and Cooper Kupp looked amazing last week. I'm a little worried about Robert Woods. He wasn't on the field as much as I would expect. Only about 60% of the snaps.
Dude, like they got great weapons. And Van Jefferson, who catches the early touchdown, he's got loads of speed. Deshaun Jackson he's going to get on the field, man, and he's a mismatch. So those two speed guys, listen, they got lots of weapons, man. They got weapons all over the place.
Absolutely. Not, and Jonathan Taylor for the Colts, he's nasty. He looked really good last week as well. Got a bunch of receptions. So, but the passing game in itself, it's not super impressive. Zach Pascal as your number one wide receiver is just not going to be anything.
I mean, you got to expect Pittman at some point to kind of wake up a little bit.
Who is Jalen Ramsey? Like, who are they going to? If they put Ramsey on one of these guys, the other one's going to get the receptions. But good luck figuring out which guy.
I know. I mean, to me, he's going to put him on Pittman, and that's what it's going to be. He's going to take him out of the game again.
Then he will be out of the game. Pittman will not catch a pass against.
No, this is a Ram game. I think you lay it, buy it down to 3, and just enjoy yourself. I think so.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I think the Colts are overrated. I think people think the Colts was a playoff team last year. I don't think they're that good. We agree. Bengals and Bears, the Red Rifle is a 2.5-point favorite. Why don't you start Justin Fields? Right?
It's so bad. This is some of the worst decision making you're ever going to see.
I don't even know why you're screwing around.
You want to hear something? I don't just like the Bengals here to cover or to take I think they're going to win the game. I think you could take the money line straight up on the Bengals. No worries.
In fact, why don't you do an alternate line in late 3?
I don't know. That's an Anthony move where I just trying to win my bets. But yeah, I think you're okay with that too. Right?
Because think about it, right? If you're going to bet money line, right? They're plus 125.
Yeah.
If you lay the 3, they're plus 190.
Yeah, you've been doubling your money. I think that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable because Andy Dalton cannot operate an efficient offense, and this Bears defense is not that good.
I know.
It's not that good.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm with you all day long. Do you know the one Bear I love is Montgomery? Dude, he just is a workhorse, dude. What a player. It's a shame because they got weapons. Montgomery's a hell of a back. And you got obviously Robinson. I'm a Mooney man.
Darnell Mooney's good,
yeah. Cole, Kmet. Like, that's a good squad.
I'm going to tell you. That team
shame. That's why Fields needs to play.
They got to sack up. Yeah. Sack the fuck up. I said it last. We could see Fields this week in the middle. It's fucking grow some balls. Play the better quarterback. None of this old school coach bullshit. Yeah. None of this Anthony Lynn. I'm going to play my starters. You can't get out when you get injured. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not giving your team the best chance to win with the creaky ass. I cashed one of my best bets last week, Anthony. My favorite bet of the week was Andy Dalton will not throw a pass over 30 yards. It was an alternate bet on one of the sites that I use. And this guy is not throwing a 30-yard pass. Come on, man. Who is he completing a 30-yard pass to? So this was the easiest. I'm fucking loaded up on that 2-unit bet, baby. And I also bet the under on Dalton yards against the Rams, all of it. And this week, I'd feel the same. Give me all the unders on Dalton, everything that you could find. They will pull his ass out of the game halfway through this one, or they should. They won't, but they should.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you. We're seeing it the same way. Jacksonville and Denver. We told you how we feel about Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's in trouble, and it's going to be. I love Lawrence, and I think Lawrence is a player in this league, and they have some good young talent. You saw, that they could do. They're going to be able to do some things skill wise, but I don't think Urban is ready for the NFL. I would take the Broncos and just lay it. And I know, you go, well, what is week 1? Because week 1, as you know, Geek can lie. It's a great liar because you look at something happens on week 1, you go, wow, this is what the Packers are going to suck. Well, of course not, right? It'll right itself. But this one, I think the Jaguars are going to struggle, and I don't think Urban's ready for the NFL.
Yeah, it's crazy to even think about laying 6 with the Broncos. Not that good of a team, right? But you're right. This Jaguars team out there, not just losing to the Texans. It's one thing to lose. They got dominated by the Texans.
Yeah, I mean, both sides of the ball.
They were a mess. Offensive. Then the coach is talking about USC at his press conference, and I mean, if you've ever seen body language, the way this man looked down when he said, "I'm not interested," like that is like when my child literally does something so obviously busted, and they're like, it wasn't me, and they look down. It was the exact. I've seen that. You know what look I'm talking
Oh,
about.
believe me, I got 2 of them. Yeah,
You know what look. You
I
know
know what
they
that
fucking
look
broke the
is.
vase. You're like, who broke this vase? Not me.
Who
You know,
broke
and you're
the
like,
vase?
I know exactly who
Mom
broke the
said, "Don't
vase.
play ball in the house."
Yeah, like, come on, man. We know who broke the vase. Urban broke the vase. There's
You
no
broke the
doubt.
vase, Urban. You broke the
Fucking guy.
vase.
He broke the vase. It is not looking good at Jacksonville. I just hope he doesn't ruin.
By the way, doesn't
Trevor.
he ever hate the face?
Yeah, what?
I hate the face.
I hate the face.
He does. You look at that face, you go, "Oh, I hate this guy. I just hate his face."
I do.
Like some guys have
do.
hate their faces. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you want to put. Like you ever see the you ever see the there's a punching bag. Mike Little Massimo has it. It's Century Bob. You know that guy?
Wait, Century Bob?
You know Century Bob?
No, I don't know Century Bob.
Dude, Century Bob. So you ever see like a punching bag, and now they have the punching bag with the guy's head on it? You know what I'm talking about? Well,
Okay,
that's Century
yeah.
Bob.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Now I want to put Urban Meyer's face on Century Bob's head, and then this way you just pound him.
He's got a punch me face.
He does right. Hate the face.
It
That's
makes
what I'm
me
talking
feel,
about.
even if he didn't have that face, the fact that he might ruin Trevor Lawrence in his little stint in the NFL before he slinks away back to college, that makes me want to punch his face.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes, you'll get my lingo down. I hate the face is now you got a good face. You do. You got a nice face. You got a good face.
Not a hate.
That's a likable face.
You know, listen, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't want anybody punching the face. I'm like,
but
hey,
you know what I'm saying. But some guys have hate the faces. You walk around, go, I don't like that guy, and you
Can't
don't even
help
think of why. You just look at him, you go, I just don't like this dude. Why? He's look at his face. Bills, the Texans and the Browns, my man. This is where the Browns just wallop the Texans. Tyrod, all due respect, he ain't doing nothing against the Browns. That's a piece. That's a route piece right there.
A little false hope last week against the hapless Jaguars for Texans there. Hey, we're feeling good. We're a real NFL team. We're gonna no.
Out.
Yeah, no.
You're
I don't
out,
know if
Tom.
you lay 12.5. That's a lot to lay on any NFL game.
I agree, but if you had to bet it, you're going to bet that side.
I don't want to trust these Texans to do anything. Look for all of their players to do horrible. You know, all the suckers who are excited about Brandon Cooks from last week, trade him away in your fantasy league. It's not going to continue, and it's not happening again this week. I will freaking drink a beer out of my Sharp hat if that dude puts up 100 yards receiving this week. And it's not going to happen. I like the Browns. Browns will do what they want, but you know what the Browns want to do? They want to run the football.
Yeah, get out of there.
They want to run it a lot. If you take a look at,
I like the under in the game, by the way.
47.5 is way too high. Actually, I love that bet, man.
Yeah,
that's a really solid,
strong man.
A really solid call. Yeah, because the Browns are not a team that generally is looking to run up the score. What they're going to try to do, and let me see the Nick Chubb prop, but what they're trying to do is they just want to win the game, right? And when they can run the football, Nick Chubb, 85 yards over. I'd rather give him the touchdown prop here. Let's see what I can get on a touchdown. You probably do 2 touchdowns with Nick Chubb here and get one of your really exciting, like, all right, the prop's not quite out yet, but look for that. A Chubb touchdown prop.
Yeah,
probably like a plus. I'm thinking like plus 550, plus 600.
Easy. Yeah, easy.
I like it. The Texans, man. He made money last week, which is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Nice
job, brother.
He saw the Urban Meyer punch me face before we even thought about it.
Nice
he knew it from the week before. I love that.
I love that too. And I do think, remember, people looked at last week and they saw the score with Kansas City and like how high scoring. I think you really got something, a big under 47.5. Jets and Patriots. Brother, your Jets.
My beloved.
What are you thinking?
My beloved team. Listen, the last thing you want going up against the Bill Belichick defense is a rookie quarterback whose head is maybe spinning just a little bit. So it's interesting because I do think it can still be a close game. I don't think the Patriots are that good offensively. They've got the rookie in there. They've got a pretty decent running game. I think it's going to be a close, disgusting, low-scoring game. You will probably see a turnover or two from the Jets in this one because it's just, that's what Bill Belichick does to rookies. You don't want that. I do think Wilson's good still. 42-point total. Man, you could almost play to the under on this thing. I don't like to bet the under on 42, but
no, but I think you're dead right. To me, it's a Patriots line all day long.
Yeah, you want the Patriots for sure to win it.
Good teaser material too.
Yeah, I'm just leaning to the under here. I don't think this is going to be a lot of scoring at all. Even for the Patriots, I don't think like they're going to put up 30 points or anything like that.
Yeah, you could tease them down right to where you're getting a half a point with New England, and you could match them if you want to match them with Denver, right? Where you got Denver at a pick and the Patriots. I mean, you got a shot there.
Here's a great prop, Ant. Damian Snacks Harris. That's right. I call him Snacks.
You've been down with him, man.
I like him. I
listened to you with that.
Yeah. I mean, and he did it last week, and I think he's gonna do it again. Oh, of course, the props aren't out yet. So unfortunately, no prop on this yet where I know the number, but to score a touchdown, I like Harris to score a touchdown. You probably get it for like plus 125 or something in that range.
There's your 2 touchdown day. Forget about Nick Chubb, man. I think you go double with Snacks. You double down on the Snacks.
They didn't play anybody else.
That's a 1,300 piece probably.
Yeah. I'm down with that. The Jets can't stop anything. Offensive line, defensive line, not very good. Linebacker crew. There's one good linebacker on the team, but for the most part, not a great run stopping unit. Definitely. I like Harris here to score at least one touchdown.
That's a strong move by you, Geek. I love it. So do the one and then to back it up with the double. Let's keep it going, shall we? Bills and Miami. What'd you make of this, right? So Buffalo, of course, goes down to Pittsburgh. Sleepy, right? Bills offense. I mean, I think Pittsburgh's defense was okay, but they were really off. They didn't look good at all. Josh didn't play well. I was surprised at how kind of poorly they played.
Fantasy football narrative: stud off a dud, right? The whole Bills team kind of was a dud last week.
Yeah,
I love the bounce back situation. It's not a great matchup, but Miami's pretty good defensively.
Yes,
but I love the stud off a dud narrative. Like they needed that game to get their legs under them. There was still a ton of passes. Diggs got a ton of passes, just didn't do anything with it. Pittsburgh defense is pretty good also.
Yeah.
They actually are good.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's not like you're talking about they look bad against Houston or what happened.
No, I agree. Yeah. And I agree with you that Miami's defense is good too. But I'm with you. If I had to, I'd buy that down to 3 and lay it with Buffalo, lay the field goal with Buffalo. If you could, especially these days, like that Sharp. I mean, Geek, when it comes to like the Sharp app, and you can look and you can shop all day long with lines. And if you find a line that's 3.5 or 7.5,
you want to hear something?
Buy it down, man.
You don't even need to buy it down. All you got to do is shop the line because on PointsBet, right now it is 3. Okay, so
is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you look across, every book has it at 3.5. Now I need John Statsational Alicia in here with some math equations. But on PointsBet, you can get a 3 for minus 125, right? Whereas the 3.5, the lines at 3.5 are at minus 110. So I don't know if that beats buying down the 3.5 to 3 on one of the other books, or just go to the book where it's sitting at 3 currently at minus 1. So they're holding minus 3 there, but they're they're trying to push it to 3.5. By the way, I like the Bills to cover big here. I don't even think.
Yeah, you ain't worried about the half.
Because I think Miami's going to have a little bit of a hard time keeping up offensively with what this Bills team can do.
Yeah, I agree. Because I mean, you and I both do not like Tua.
Look who pops in to let us know what's up. 3 at minus 125 is better.
How about sensational, man?
My man. He's got the math.
He's strong, Johnny.
Oh, he's the best. He is.
All right, do me a favor. I need one thing from you. Before we go on, I need you to tell me about the Sharp app. All right. Why should we all download this thing?
Let me tell you right off the bat. Of course, this show, besides you're seeing it maybe on YouTube, you can see it within the app alongside a whole slew of shows just like this, giving out bets every single day, breaking down every sport, MLB, tennis. We got a great tennis guy in there, breaking down tennis bets every single day. Of course, golf. We got incredible golf team breaking down PGA.
Yeah, the
bets.
golf team is strong,
They're so good.
man.
So you've got this incredible content creation team, right? We pair it with the Sharp Academy training course. A lot of people scared to get into sports betting don't really understand what lines are, implied probabilities, what unit sizes, how much they should bet, what constitutes a good bet, other than listening to Anthony give out Gronk plus 2 touchdowns plus 2,400, that kind of thing, which is awesome. But if you really want to learn, there's the Sharp Academy training course. It's a masterclass put together by John himself, John Statsational. I watched every single episode. I learn every one of them. I learn stuff, and I am not too big to watch a fucking training course on what makes you a good bettor. I'm always trying to get better at what I do as well. Beyond that, you can track. One of the best things, Ant, is you track your bets in there. So let's say you're a little nervous or you're not sure. You got an idea. Hey, I want to bet unders on this situation, whatever. And you could track it in real time without having to put up real money. You could just act, it's like putting a bet in on a sports book. So you can track it over a season. See, for MMA, one of the things I did was I was like, you know what? Let me see what happens when I only bet underdogs, right? Am I more profitable at just betting all the dogs that I kind of like?
Sure.
And like I wanted to see, but it's a little scary because on a small sample size, you don't really know. Like at two cards, you don't know 5 bets. But if I can do it over the course of 6 months and I've got 100, 200 bets in, and then I go back and I say, well, how did I do with all my underdogs? I'm like, shit, you know what? I'm making money on those bets. I'm like, I'm losing more often than I'm winning, but yet I'm making money on these bets. Profit.
Right, because of the odds.
Yes. Yep. So I'm like, holy shit, I need to keep now. I'm going to put $100 on these bets, right? Or let me put $50 on these bets and let me start making money with this. But a lot of people jump in. They're just fucking don't know what the hell they're doing. They're betting on everything. They don't know where the fuck their bets are. Here you track your bets. It's all in one place. I can watch the game center. So it's really worth it. It's free, right? Most everything I'm talking about is just available. You just download the app, Sharp. Just go download the Sharp app and start getting all the free content. Start tracking.
Yeah, it's awesome. And the content is fabulous. And I'll be honest with you, everybody should download it strictly for the props alone. Dude, props are strong, man. And I don't know about you guys. Honestly, out there, I obviously like betting on a side, but I love the props. I almost love the props more than the side. They're fun.
It's not just fun. I mean, you're sweating out the bet, but they're much more beatable. Like you will make more money betting props than you will bet against the spread.
And here's the other thing too. Like if there's comes to a point where your bets could be dead in the water. You always feel like you get a little more bang with the prop bet, assuming that your guy is playing the whole game. So you
have to watch the game till the end with a rooting interest.
Well, that's my point. That's good stuff. All right, let's keep it rolling. Eagles and Niners. This is a fascinating game because I'll tell you from the Eagle perspective. Listen, I thought Atlanta last week, and a lot of it had to do with first-year head coach, first-year defensive coordinator, first-year starting quarterback, you name it. They were awesome. They dominated both lines of scrimmage. Their O-line was great. It's going to be really good as long as they stay healthy. Jordan Mailata, who is fantastic left tackle. He was a project rugby player. Great story. Hell of a play between him and Lane Johnson on the other side. Strong offensive line. They got some great skilled people. Devontae Smith was great, did not disappoint. You got Quez Watkins, who watch him for fantasy Geek as a minimum price guy on DraftKings, $3,000 salary at a wide receiver. He's a guy that's going to score a touchdown soon. So,
how about Smith, man? How about Smith?
Oh, dude, he's a player. He can lie. He runs on clouds.
Looks like the real deal.
He's a cloud runner. Yeah.
I mean, he looked the real deal. Jalen Reagor involved. What's
it's
going
Sirianni,
on?
Dude, it's Sirianni. This kid is McVay. I'm telling you, he's a hell of a coach. smart. They're prepared. His play calling, his game plan, his play design. Dude, I'm a coach kid, right? I love the coaching piece of it and know a lot of them, do the whole thing. I could tell. I like look at little nuances. I'm just blown away by Nick Sirianni. They hit one there with that guy.
Man, it feels so good when it's your home team and you got
Yeah,
a great coach and they
yeah.
do it so hard. It's
Like
so, they're
they
so
hit
rare.
it. I was
Yeah,
impressed.
they're
And
so rare.
listen, in Philadelphia, you know how we are. Listen, we're critics, just like New York, Boston. We're critics, but you know what? We know one when we see one. Anyway, Niners are a 3-point favorite over the Eagles. What's your take on San Fran?
I mean, the tough team to really get a line on, because I'm not a Jimmy Garoppolo guy. He looked pretty good last week. It looks like they're going to really actually go with Jimmy G for a good chunk of the season. So we got to see how that goes. They did some weird stuff last week, benching Trey Sermon, Eli Mitchell, the starting running back now. No one was expecting it. Mostert out for the season. I don't think that hurts anybody, but I'm just a little surprised in some of the moves.
Well, they benched
Ayuk.
Sermon because of the infraction.
We don't know exactly. It's not clear. They said that Mitchell. So are you predicting that, for example, Sermon becomes the RB1 this week in this game?
Yes.
That'd be interesting, man. If that
Yeah,
happens,
I mean, the reason why he didn't play was because of the infraction.
Do we know it for sure?
Well, I believe that. I'll leave it at that.
That would be super important information, because fantasy football players all across America are betting all of their FOB on Eli Mitchell right now, assuming they're getting the starting running back.
I would go FOB free there, my friend.
Wow. There we go. Big. Well, that remains to be seen. That would be huge for fantasy.
Listen, I don't have any insight. I'm telling you, I don't have any inside info. Just to read on it. Follow us on Twitter, and because a little bit later in the week we may be able to kind of glean off of that. But I would not be surprised to see Trey Sermon, if not RB1, then sharing the load.
I mean, he will play. I think he'll be active next week for sure.
Well,
so let's see if he gets snaps. But that would be really big, because, like I said, fantasy football players are out there kind of, you're speculating, and hey, this guy got all the touches. Let me fucking blow my load trying to get him on my team in free agency this week, and that could be a bad decision if Eli Mitchell doesn't become something. And also for daily purposes and for prop purposes, it's going to be curious to see what happens. But the other one was Ayuk. Like, what the hell happened with that? It turns out maybe he hurt a hammy. It's really weird. It's very mysterious over in San Francisco. But I like the Eagles here. I don't know. I mean, they're home. Why are they? This is a little bit much. Eagles look good week 1. What do you say? This is your team, man. I'm deferring to you.
So, like, I want to jump all in both hands and say, Eagles at home. Atlanta's bad, dude. Atlanta's a bad team, and I would love, because I love this Sirianni. I think it's a tight game. I'm not in love with it. I like the Eagles team total. I would take that over. So because I think they're going to move the ball. I'm just not sure. I like the way Jonathan Gannon's the new DC, and I thought he called a really good game. Made some good adjustments. He if you look at how he rolled coverage off of Ridley, because the first 2 drives, Ridley went right down the field, right? Ryan to Ridley, and then they rolled coverage. So I want to stick with my one play in this game over the Eagles team total, and I also think it's an under
49.5.
The line, it was 50, and that's on the 49. So I guess if I tell you that, I guess I like the Eagles. So
yeah, there it is. I mean, Eagles to cover. I mean, they're getting 3 points here. It could be a close game, and you're right. We'll see if the defense was actually good, the offense was actually good, or does Atlanta just really suck?
Yeah, and I do, believe me, I do think they're a good team with weapons. They have a good line. We talked about Devontae Smith. Sanders can run. I mean, they got some good skill guys. So, I think they're real that way. Niners are a good defensive team. I don't know what happened with Detroit at the end, that fourth quarter where they scored all those points. But I take it as garbage time week 1.
And by the way, we could say the same thing about the 49ers looking good. That was against
Yeah.
Detroit, not that good of a team. So, and they did give up a ton. That was some crazy. I watched it, and it was, you couldn't believe your eyes as you're watching.
Yeah.
Really? We're covering the onside kick, and it was just a whole crazy sequence at the end. But that's a classic Detroit. Lions do stuff like that, man. It's weird to see it with a different quarterback. That's Matt Stafford's had those kind of crazy fourth quarter, 2 minutes left, multi-touchdown comebacks.
Yes.
A few times in his career, but it was kind of weird to see it. With a different quarterback, with a different guy. San Francisco also lost Verrett. Okay, they're starting corner. So, a little weekend on the defense there, according to my man, Tony.
Well, it's true. Verrett,
yeah.
Verrett's a big loss. It's very sharp. All right. The next, I got my play of the week.
Here we go.
And I gave it to you last week and it won. And I want to give you, I want coming back with them. And that's the Panthers. I love Carolina outright over the Saints. So I'm going to take all the money. You ready? I'm going to take Carolina -2 plus 200. And then I'm going to come back. And on DraftKings, you ready? Write this down, Geekman.
I'm writing this. Hold on.
So there's 2 bets that I'm playing. Carolina winning margin to win by 13 to 18 points plus 1,400.
What?
All right.
What?
Now listen to me. These are football numbers: 13, 14, 17. And just in case, like, that's a $10 bet, right? $10 bet. If you want to go, the hundreds, 1,400, right? Get back 1,500 with your bet. And I would make the same unit bet on winning margin 19 to 24, which is plus 3,000.
This is insanity.
Okay, so here's my strategy. I'm betting that Carolina wins between 13 and 24. And if one of those hit, you got a monster payout. Now, again, these are smaller bets. You do a half a unit, all right? And he's right. Tony's right. I do love me some Matt Rule. And I did go to Temple. But I'm telling you, 13 to 24, Geek, that's the winning margin for Carolina.
You are aware that Sam Darnold is the quarterback.
He played well last week.
He
did. He played well. He wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad.
And I gave it to you. By the way, you're supposed to be my butler now. You know that.
Well, no, I thought a whole season. What, one bet I become the butler? Can we take a whole season's worth of these?
I'm just saying I'm up.
You're up. You got me on that one for sure.
I'm up.
I can't bet my local team. That's the problem. I got to stay away from the Jets with anything ever.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, I love Carolina in the game. Bounce back. New Orleans is not that good. 38-3. There'll be a massive overreaction with the Saints. Take Carolina. Trust me. They're catching 3.5 points. So if you just want to take them straight up, you're catching 3.5. They lose by a field goal. You win. I think they win the game outright.
Yeah, I like that. I like that conceptually. Christian McCaffrey, not the best matchup going up against an elite Saints rush defense over the years, but Christian McCaffrey does more of his damage via the pass anyway, and he'll smash this. He can smash this Saints team regardless of matchup. But I do think he's going to need to have a big game. Of course, maybe we should take the prop on the big Robbie Anderson bomb touchdown. That's coming in this one. Sammy D and Robbie
Without
Anderson
a doubt.
like this. So
I like it. See, you're with me now.
There we go.
I like it. I like it, brother.
You got to get that Robbie Anderson prop when that comes out to score a touchdown, maybe for a big play for Robbie Anderson in this one. I'm with you on it. I think one of the themes I like in betting in general is a team coming off of kind of like a weird game like that. So with Saints coming off that destruction of the Packers, there's this perception of them as being better than they maybe actually are. And so I think usually I like going the opposite of that. The following week.
You're going with a reaction. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think there's always a massive overreaction when you have a game like that. Listen, it's the same thing when you think about the Raiders, right? The the Raiders come back on Baltimore. I mean, looked like Baltimore had that game won several different times. Raiders come back, they win it. Now they got to go to Pittsburgh, short week, and Steelers are laying 5.5. People are going to look at that and go, "Oh my God, Raiders plus 5.5." I just watched them play. I gotta take like that. To me, I go Pittsburgh in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you just watched them play and look good. Watch Pittsburgh, didn't look like the perfect bounce back.
Carr was fantastic, right? Like Carr was great.
He looked great. He looked great.
And we know Pittsburgh's good because they're coming off that win over Buffalo.
Yeah. You know what? Carr seemed to find Bryan Edwards a little bit and late in the game, and that connection looked pretty good to me. Of course, him and Waller going nuts. Waller is ridiculous. Waller is the number 2 guy at tight end. You know, outside of Kelsey right now, Waller for me is easily past George Kittle. You know what? As a matter of fact, TJ Hawkinson has passed Kittle as well for me.
Yeah,
as like the best guy.
You called that. He's his only. That's their only real weapon in Detroit.
Well, yeah, that's why Hawkinson's going to have a great fantasy year.
Yeah.
No question. And Waller though is just ridiculous. I mean, you had to see Baltimore was keyed in on him. Marlon Humphreys, everybody's watching this guy, and yet he's open, he's scoring, and like you just cannot stop.
Well, he uses his body. I mean, look how he uses his body. He's got great body control. You know, you're right. He's massive. No, I agree with you. What was the Nuts lineup? Who was the captain?
I think it was I think it might have been Waller.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
Ant, is I'm in first place.
In the Millie Baker?
Not on the FanDuel 200K to first. A big tie group. Yeah. It's always a tie group. I'm in first place. I'm like, just kick the field goal. Let's finish this game. I'm gonna win it. Nope. They tie, or the first was miss the tying field goal, then kick the field goal at the end. No, he throws it to Zay Jones. I think that propelled Carr into the whole thing. It got me so angry, so tilted that I couldn't even take it anymore. I was in first and I was out. I'm back in. I'm like, just end this fucking game.
Oh my God, really?
Weird shit stop. I think it went where they were about to kick the field goal, and then there was a false start or something, or a delay of game. Right. And then like, all right, they take the field goal unit out. They throw the touchdown. I'm like, wait a second. What the fuck? Is this for real? Is this really happening?
So you lost 200K on that play?
No. It was a giant tie group. So
right.
FanDuel, it's just like the other time. You win these tournaments, but in the showdowns, unless you got something wacky going on, you're usually tying. So I think it was up a couple grand. Like whatever though. I just want to win first. I don't even care. You never win the full 2. You never win it solo for the single game. You're usually sharing it. Sometimes you share it with 10, 15 people. Sometimes it's 5. That one time Mariota took over, it's just one guy. He took it all by himself. Yeah. That's why I make that joke about Mariota, that one game. But overall, you usually tie. So I was just in first though, and it was nice to come out and win some money. A couple grand. No. Every time, no. They burn me. And it was so many opportunities. It happened the night before also. I was up 18,000 going into on DraftKings. What I needed was who's the Darrell? Was it? I think it was the Rams game or something. I was just like, run it in with Darrell. Let's finish this up, or whoever the running back was. And instead, they throw it to Woods, and that was the only thing that could burn me. Like throw
was
it
that
to
the DraftKings one?
Yeah, on DraftKings, I had Kupp. I had all the right guys. The only thing that could burn me on that last touchdown for the Rams was throwing it to Woods. They did it. I'm like, oh no. How could you do this to me right now? Just run it in or kick the field goal and let me go home with money.
Yeah, those showdowns are heartbreakers, man.
One of the rare people who wins a solo.
Statsational did?
Yeah, that's why he's the top. That's like his top 10 guy. He does not screw around.
On Thanksgiving, I want to be at Stats table Thanksgiving when he's taking that home. Solo piece. Wow.
He straight to the strip club. If you know Stats, it's
John. Congratulations, man.
To the strip club.
So what did he do? So it was in the DraftKings. Was it Thanksgiving night? Which one was it?
Oh, he's got to tell the story. I don't remember this. Yeah. This guy wins 100K like every 3 weeks. Like he barely remembers the stories of these. 2 QBs in defense, 3 same team wide receivers. Yeah, he made a weird lineup.
2 QBs. Wow. Well, what's that? FanDuel? Who are you playing 2 quarterbacks on? FanDuel? DK?
That was a draft a couple of years ago. So, he's winning 100K takedowns, though, every couple of weeks. It gets boring.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm
Two
like, bro,
quarterbacks, but they didn't use two quarterbacks. Oh, anyway.
no, it's solo. In the single game, you can use both quarterbacks in the same lineup.
Oh, I see. Right. It was a
Yeah,
showdown game. My bad.
showdown.
Yeah.
Had to be a showdown there. All right, let's
Oh,
keep
that's
going,
awesome.
man.
I
We're
want to
gonna
hear stories from Johnny. Anyway,
we got to get him on one of these. Tell some of his win stories.
I want to do it. I like that stuff. All right, listen. I mean, I'm not going to spend time on this game. Tampa Bay, 12.5 over Atlanta. Again, after seeing how bad Atlanta is, are they that bad? My answer would be yes. And Tampa is great. I would lay it. You don't ever want to lay that many points, but I would lay it.
The only
You
thing I want to
agree,
talk,
or
the
yeah?
only thing I want to bring up about this game is how fucking stupid are the Falcons for passing up on Fields and saying,
Oh,
we're gonna
that's
then
one of yours. Oh, I know you hate that.
they're gonna extend Matt Ryan,
Yeah.
but get rid of Julio. Take a fucking tight end in the first round.
I mean, I like the kid, so I can't kill it.
But does it help them win? This is like the dumbest move. This is whoever's the GM over there, bro. And I love the owner of the Falcons. He's one of the best people.
Arthur Blank. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Great
man.
That's a great guy. Home Depot, motherfuckers. Sponsor the show. Home Depot. Low prices are just the beginning. But that is a great man. Arthur Blank. Please call me.
Motherfuckers.
Call me, Arthur Blank.
You're out of your mind.
I don't need to work for the team. I'll just give advice. Just call me. Okay? When you're like, hey, what should we do? Blow up the team? Or should we fucking go for it with our crappy ass mediocre team and, just like an old quarterback? Let's just extend this guy. No chance of ever winning it. Just terrible franchise level decision making over there. There was that horrible GM.
Yeah.
I think he's gone, but they got a new guy in there, made these terrible decisions. I get Demetrius. I think that Dimitrioff is gone. He was the worst. They got somebody else. I hated that motherfucker. Yeah. That's the punch me face guy. Watch that guy.
Yeah, he's a hate the face.
He's got the hate the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him. I was like, I hate the face, man.
Yeah, he's hate the face.
Yeah, now I know how to put words to the hate the face. I didn't know until today how to put that.
Listen, I got you.
There we go.
Chargers, Dallas. Chargers 3.5. How about that? They come all the way back. Herbert, that kid's money, man. I love that kid. So 3.5 over the Cowboys. Fascinating game. I mean, Dallas. You don't want to start off 0-2.
Dallas defensive players dropping like flies already.
Yeah.
As if
although Zach Martin's back, so that's a big deal.
But on the offense, which is even better. They lost some linebacker named Lawrence. It's not Trevor. He got a different name. I don't fucking know. Johnny Lawrence, Cobra Kai, never die. I don't know what's going on over there. But they lost more linebackers, more defensive linemen this week. Guy broke his
Ralph
foot.
Macho's a hate the face.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'm out on my.
You gotta hate the face on Macho.
Yeah, I'm out.
The guy's name is Lawrence. I don't remember the first.
I rooted for the blonde hair kid.
Yeah, that's Johnny Lawrence, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
I know. I'm just saying. I rooted for him in the first.
Love the blonde hair kid. You got to watch the new series with your 8-year-old. Cobra
I
Kai
heard it's good, huh?
It's awesome.
You
will love this. You will love it. So much nostalgia. Cobra Kai.
Did you watch my show yet?
What's that?
Did you watch my show I told you about?
Which one? Oh no. I
Gamora.
I haven't had a minute. Come
on, dude.
I gotta wait until June. I have to wait until January, February until I watch TV shows. I don't watch shows. I stare at statistics, and I watch football films.
Gamora. And you gotta watch it. It's
I
an
told my wife.
Gangster.
We wrote it down. We will see it. But check this out. Okay, this game is gonna be a fucking points bonanza. All right, I
can see that. I like that.
This is a Dallas team that's worse defensively than they were last week. They put up a ton of points on offense. You can't stop Dak and the crew. And even better, you could focus all of your energy on CeeDee Lamb and Cooper because Michael Gallup's not in there anymore. So from a props point of view, number one, every kind of over we can get, CeeDee Lamb, receptions, Cooper, receptions, yards, all of that. We're going to load up on everything that we find. But the other side of the game also looks great, and that's the surprising side. Johnny Hebert, Mike Williams, 12 targets last week. Where the fuck was this in the past
Yeah.
4 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
12 targets. Keenan
Yeah.
Allen. These guys are going to go bonkers. The
Bonkers.
whole
Yeah, I
offense for
agree.
both teams, just over.
I'm with you, brother. I concur. I think it's a monster. I love it. I love over. Let's ride all those points. Let's make that our DFS. You know, that's going to be a big game for all of our DFS lineups. All right, let me hit you with a couple more. Arizona, Kyler Murray, who was fantastic against the Vikings. Vikes catching 3.5. I like Minnesota in this game. Listen, Dalvin Cook had a little bit of a down game, obviously. I like Minnesota. I know Arizona looked great. I think there's going to be a little bit of an overreaction. So I'm going to take the Vikings plus the 3.5.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. I'm trying to see if you can get that line a little bit better. There's a real interesting divergence here on some of the lines. You can actually get 4.5 points over on Unibet. And
Really?
yeah, it's bizarre. Again, that's one of the really cool things about having the Sharp app in front of me. I'm able to compare odds really, really quickly. And what the fuck, man? A whole point difference in the spread here is actually bizarre, and it's a little bit surprising. I'm trying to figure out and it's minus 112. Yeah, it's the same line. You can also get it at 4.5 on Sugar House. So a couple of books are going really, really different with this line, and there's an arbitrage opportunity as well potentially here to go 3.5 on one side, 4.5 on the other. With that being said, yeah, I mean, I like to play. Listen, Vikings are the same Vikings team we saw last year and the year before that. They're good. They got a solid offense across the board. They've got Dalvin Cook. They're never out of the game. Kyler Murray looked great. Looked fantastic last week. DeAndre Hopkins, standard, looked his thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, by the way,
Christian Kirk?
You're supposed to give me Kirk 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. That was a move, man. That was a
Christian
move.
Kirk. Everybody talking about Rondale Moore and AJ Green, and Christian Kirk's like, yo, don't forget about me. Year 2.
Yeah, no, he was fantastic.
Yeah, a little bit of luck there, of course. Obviously, touchdown.
But I mean, listen, he's fast, speed guy. By the way, here's my Sharp app right there.
There it is. There it is.
I love this
sexy
thing. I love it. It's sexy.
Right there.
It's sexy, man. It's a sexy app, dude. Yeah, I'm with you. How about this one? This is another. Come on, really? I love Kansas City over Baltimore, don't you?
Yeah, you all over that 3.5. I live bet.
They always beat Lamar. They always beat Lamar. And Andy and Harbaugh. I love John. Andy's going to own them. My man Spags, DC, Geek, all over the Chiefs.
I love the Chiefs.
Love the Chiefs.
You know how I like them even better? Let Baltimore go up by a touchdown early somehow, and then live bet that shit. When the Browns were up, I think they were up. I don't know what it was. They were up by 10 in this game. Maybe it was 14 even. And I'm like, dude, the fucking Chiefs are gonna come back. I've seen this script before. I fucking hammered the Chiefs line where I got it at that point even odds. No spread. So I got Chiefs. I think it was either minus 0.5.
Damn, did you really? Wow.
It was the first quarter still. I was like, dude, I'm live betting this, bro.
Yeah.
I am live. It might have been right after the first quarter. I'm live betting this shit because I've seen the Chiefs.
Do you remember?
Touchdown.
Yeah. Do you remember the playoff games with Tennessee and
same? That's what was in my head.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, you gotta when the Chiefs are down by 2 touchdowns, you got to live bet the Chiefs. They always come back. So
assuming both their tackles are healthy.
Yeah, of course. Well,
I like the Super Bowl.
Brady. Right? Yeah, unless Brady's on the other side. But I love it too. I did not like the Baltimore offense look that much this week. Is a little out of sorts. They don't have all of their weapons. Rashad Bateman is really a necessary piece there. Didn't do a ton with Mark Andrews in this past game. So
no.
I'm all with you, man. I think it's KC. I think they cover that easy. Of course, again, you buy the point. You buy the half point, get it to 3 if you need to. But let me see if there's a book with. No, they're all at minus 3.5. They're all in agreement. You cannot get minus 3 here. So every book is at minus 3.5 right now that I could find. You buy down that point and you just even not or that half point or even no, just take it minus 3.5. Boom.
Now, do you think it's going to be interesting because the one thing you saw from the Baltimore defense is I think you can run on them. And the way Baltimore is going to try to play Kansas City, because they know them intimately, is to try to take away Kelsey and Tyreek, right? Which is Edwards-Helaire. Edwards-Helaire is going to be able to run with 7 in the box. So keep that in mind Sunday night when you're watching. Give me Edwards-Helaire to score 2 touchdowns.
There it is. Uh-oh. We got it. We got to write it down. See, I'm writing this.
Write that down, baby. You got my big bet on Carolina, right? That's my number one, the whole thing. The winning, the margin of victory, 13-24. Bet both those.
Monster margin for Carolina. An underdog. Not only to win, but to win, embarrass.
To win between 13 and 24 points. And again, that's a sprinkle bet. The big bet is Carolina outright.
There we go. That's a huge call.
Yeah.
Carolina wins that game. You will have GOAT status once again. I know what's happening. That's what happens. Because Anthony G, the GOAT.
I love you, man. You're the best geekster.
Bro, it's you. Monday Night Football, Lions, Packers. Packers going to bounce back. They're going to bounce back in this one.
I'll take Detroit.
You going to take the points? You think the Packers are really fucked?
I don't think they're fucked, but I think there's something wrong there. There's something I don't trust. I would not bet them. The whole world's going to bet them. No. I wouldn't bet them. I don't think they're terrible or anything like that, but there's something wrong. Like you don't get drilled that way without something being wrong.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers doesn't give a fuck?
No, he's a competitor. I always believe in Rodgers. I mean,
look, he wanted to leave the team. There was all kinds of issues.
No, well, that's all true, but I thought he'd have a great spite season. Remember we talked about the spite
season? Yeah, we thought that. We thought that too, but you don't know. You don't know how.
But they didn't protect him at all. And defensively, they were horrible.
They're horrible defensively. The whole team was out of sorts.
Yeah,
the whole team. But that could indicate.
But look at Detroit. But look at Detroit.
They don't look bad.
They didn't look horrible.
No.
I mean, Goff was not bad.
Goff was Goff.
So you're going to give me 13 points?
We rip on
12 and a half.
We're the problem is they have no weapons, but we rip on Goff more than he deserves. He's a perfectly competent. He's competent, but he's not winning you games. He is.
Yeah, but they don't have to win it to get within 13.
Trent Dilfer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the cover is really interesting here because, what are the chances? Basically, got to look at the probability that Green Bay is just still out of sorts, right? Plus, the two teams know each other really well. I do like, listen, I like the Packers.
An intra-division game, and you're going to give me 13?
Shouldn't. For fantasy purposes and props purposes, it is important to remember, I believe the last time the Packers played the Lions, Aaron Jones went off for something like 3 or 4 touchdowns. Like it was an epic.
Yeah.
It was an epic. And maybe we might see something like that again. So if we want another.
I don't know. They're different. Yeah, maybe. I mean, you might be right. I think the new coach, I know he was kind of a joke, kind of a mock a little bit, but I think those dudes play for him. Look, they don't have a lot of talent, but I do think they're going to play hard. They're not going to cheat you. And I just think that game's close. I like the under, and I think the game's close.
I love it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the Wise Guys, Gargano and the Geek, every week, Wednesday night, 10 p.m. You could find us on the Sharp app. Pod feed, the Podbeans, all that stuff. Apple, iTunes, everywhere. If you don't have the Sharp app, go get it now. If you want to be one of the first 1,000 people to download, because those people are getting a free month of sharpbets.app. That's where you get Statsational. That's where you get Tony Cotillo. That's where you get all the great cappers giving out, not like 4 or 5 picks like you and me, but 30, 40 picks a day. They're smashing right now. Let me tell you something. Let me open this up. I got to open it up. I'm going to open up the leaderboard on Sharp Bets just so you know. These guys, Cash Keg up 12 units. Capper Steve 10 units. Adam 8 units. Anthony P 5. Cash with Flash 4. Even Geek me up 3 units. Just those bets I gave out last week right here on the show. So you've got an incredible group crushing it every single weekend. This is NFL season. You want that? You get it for free. Download the Sharp app. You will get the Wise Guy show every single week. So thank you guys for joining us. Anthony G, man.
Hey, by the way, check us out because Geek's my special guest. I got Geek twice tomorrow to go over some fantasy with me on my show. If you're in the Philly area or you want to check us out at 975thefanatic.com, my man will be on with me. And then at night, tomorrow night, sports betting show from Parks Casino, me and the Geek. So should be fun. Check us out. And again, we love it. Wise Guys.
Hell yeah, that'll do it. Till next time, guys. Take it easy.
Good luck, guys.
We need a sign out for Wise Guys. Like, forget it. Till next time. Forget it.